What's going on, everybody? It's Hygro. We are throwing down a 12-sider 5-gallon RDWC unit. I've been asked several times to kind of piece together a parts list for the previous 5-gallon setups that we've done in previous videos. So what I thought to do just now, instead of giving you a parts list, because depending on your application it's different for everybody. Some people will create a single bank that just wraps around the room like an L or a U, and then just do a return along the same pathway. Some people will create doubles or triples, to try to maximize their area. But in the case of this, if you're liking what you see here, this is just a double bank system with a single return line that runs down the middle. Basically how it works is these are your feed lines right here. These supply the bucket with water, so this direction of water flow is going this way, and they travel all the way down the bucket. And then once you get down towards the end, you have a T here that this line is connected to that T. And the same thing is happening on this opposing side. The water is traveling this way here, coming through this T, because it is a negative. So it's sucking water through this line, through that T, into this pump here in the center, through this ½ inch line, which we have it set like that for flow rate purposes. We don't want too much water, and so it kind of assists with that. But if we wanted, we could hook a 3/4 inch up. So in regards to that, we're using ½ inch. So ½ inch return coming from the pump. Okay, and then this return goes straight to the input on the chiller. So the pump is not only recirculating and distributing water constantly through all 12 sites, it is also acting as a chiller pump. So once it goes into the chiller here, the out is here. This is the return from the chiller. So this is our flow rate. That's plenty for what we're doing here. Just simple 5-gallon buckets. To the bottom of the net pot, a 5-gallon bucket is roughly 2.5–3 gallons. Okay, this being 12 sites, so we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is summing up to 35 gallons, somewhere around there, and it's pretty effective, especially when you have everything connected like so. Good pumps to run for a system like this are, in my opinion, are these blue Airstone pumps. 1 Airstone per 5-gallon bucket is a lot of air. I can plug one of these in here for you in a second. I'll do that here in a second. And it's plenty of air. You're just vegging, okay? And you're vegging in a very small amount of water. It's only 2.5 gallons. It's enough air for that volume of water. These things, they're pretty effective. Little pumps. I'm really liking them when it comes to applications like these and in veg. But when you're when you start to climb in water volume, you're going to need something a lot larger, like APs, Danner Supreme, Pond Master pumps or something. So that's it. So every bucket, as far as a parts list, let me put this together for you just off the top of my head. Every bucket has 2 holes. So if you're running a ½ inch line, you're going to drill a 13/16 paddle bit, a spade bit, whatever you want to call it. Every bucket will have 2 holes on the opposite side, like so, and down we go. If you're running a 3/4 inch line, you're going to use a 1 inch paddle bit with 3/4 inch grommets, and the same thing with the ½ inch. You're going to use ½ inch grommets. But I do not recommend using anything smaller than a 3/4 inch for these systems, especially if you're running something like this. You don't want to get backed up top, and your water volume will just get low at the end reservoir sites, and that's when you'll have to put a ball valve on there and kind of restrict the return line coming from the pump. So that's kind of what we've created here. So everyone will have two grommets and 2 fittings. So in this case, we got 2 holes in this bucket here, and we got an elbow feeding this bucket. We got 3/4 inch grommet, 3/4 inch straight fitting coming into the water like so, coming back out, another grommet, another fitting, basically a coupling, a 3/4 inch PVC line, another 3/4 inch straight fitting, another grommet, and all the way down until we get to the end. Then you have that T, and you have the T and a 3/4 inch return, and you're going to have some kind of return pump. And that's how it works. Very, very simple, and it's pretty much the exact same way no matter what orientation you run these buckets. If you're wrapping them around the room, you're still going to have 2 holes, 2 fittings, and 2 grommets for every container. Again, I don't suggest using anything but 3/4 inch materials for these buckets. It's the best. If you can use 1 inch, cool, but we're using 3/4, it works fine. If you're ending up with a flow rate something like so, you're doing pretty good. That's it. That's how we make these guys. I've been wanting to do that video for a while. It's a perfect opportunity to get it down for you.